defeat the leader of the...
Well, here we are, finally covering Dynasty Warriors 8 Xtreme Legends Complete Edition. Yep, you know it's a Japanese game just by the title alone. They really do love their overly long words, don't they?
Ah! You fool!
Anyways, I absolutely hated this game. After playing Dynasty Warriors 1 through 7, I went expecting more after DW7 turned out so well. A great game that had a few hiccups, but overall was the best modern Dynasty Warriors game in terms of quality, storytelling, combat, characters, music, and more.
You might be right.
So, what does DW8 XLCE have to offer in turn? Basically a dumbed down version of DW7 with improved combat, and that's about it. Oh, and a ton of new characters that are also just so generic and forgettable outside of a single new addition, the daughter of Lu Bu.
Be gone!
Nice. Nice.
What?
So let's get this one over with so I can finally cover Dynasty Warriors 9, then 2 Empires expansions before the release of Dynasty Warriors Origins. Oh god, do I fear that game as the death of this series, based on everything they've shown so far. But for now, DW8 XLCE is our goal.
So far, all is according to plan. But my lord, the next step, I fear, will be the hardest for you to take.
In this entry, they decided to focus on quantity over quality in terms of new characters. Most look like anime OCs or Empires OCs. I can't even remember a majority of their names because that's just how much they all suck.
Yet, I no longer have any choice.
So we might as well get them out of the way. The newcomers are spread out across all 4 kingdoms of Wei, Wu, Shu, and Jin. The only ones I can even remember are the Jar Jar Binks of Wei, that is Li Dian and Yue Jin.
Master Li Dian, Master Yue Jin.
I couldn't just sit around waiting for things to happen. Taking action suits me much better.
Trying to be the hero again, huh? You make me sick. Oh, I didn't mean that. I know. I'm nothing without you. No, that's not it. I have to change who I am.
You need to shut the fuck up!
Outside of them, 2 cancerous tumors on Satan's ball sack, we have 2 hotties. Guan Yingping is the daughter of Guan Yu, and she's just a generic anime girl with no real personality. But she's hot, and that's all that really matters.
You know it, I know it, everybody knows it. There it is.
The best of all 15, yes, 15 new characters added in DW8 and its Xtreme Legends expansion is easily Lu Bu's daughter, Lu Linxi, who's much like her father in regards to fighting, yet she also understands that there's more to fighting than just brute strength. She even shows concern over her father's overconfidence at Xia P.
It appears that Cao Cao intends to surround us completely.
It doesn't matter. This time, I will choke the very life out of him with my own hands.
You mustn't. You'll only be drinking from the bitter cup of defeat once more. We must focus on using the advantages provided to us by the castle and lure the enemy in. We must implore Yuan Shu for reinforcements. If we can do that, then we can launch a pincer attack and seize the advantage. Master Lu Bu!
I have no need for strategies or reinforcements. I will use my sheer might to smash all in my path.
Father.
But the others are garbage and I don't want to talk about them, they're just that bad. The overall newcomers are Chang'an, Feihen, Guanxin, Guan Yingping, Handain, Xiaoshan, Liu Dian, Lu Linxi, Lu Su, Wen Yan, Yue Jin, Yu Jin, Zheng Bao, Zheng Chuchua, and Zhu Ryan. One improvement this game has over DW7 is you can now select who you want to play as before battle, at least some of the time, but not always. Once you select who you want to play as, you can select your 2 weapons and skills. Skills are gained and leveled up by doing certain actions during combat, like defeating an officer within a short amount of time, or even using a Masuo attack on them. These skills can give you bonuses to your attack range, bonus experience points, more items appearing from defeated officers, etc. It's an overall decent improvement, but then again, these skills are kind of already a thing in DW7. You just equipped certain attributes to your weapon. So let's move on to the combat itself.
Yes, you are right.
We are unified in intent and in life.
With our might and our honor, we shall end this chaos.
Let us go, my sworn brothers.
I loved the combat system in Dynasty Warriors 7, yet the lack of a jump strong attack did get annoying, as it was a thing forever that it became instinct to pull off when dealing with crowds and stuff. Well, that's been brought back in DW8 alongside several changes and other improvements.
Oh, what a show, brother!
I'll get to the negatives out of the way first, those being you can no longer switch weapons during combat, only before a battle begins in the camp if the stage even offers a camp section. The next change is very annoying. They removed the speed stat from DW7. Now all officers move incredibly slow unless you can get a speed item from enemy drops. Thankfully, with a certain skill equipped, this allows for items to appear quite frequently, therefore I can usually get hold of speed boots all the time in most stages and sections of them. Though it's still annoying, I have to give up a skill slot for that character just to not be bored of such sluggish movement speed. When I don't have the speed boot item, I feel like I'm playing Dynasty Warriors 5 and under.
Of course I am, brother. I need more than enough to protect Shu Province. Yes, Guan Yu. We must secure the inside of the castle.
There's a total of 3 Masuo attacks for every character. Your standard one, the weapon switch combo, and your aerial Masuo. As such, there's a total of 3 Masuo bars you can have after gaining a set number of levels.
Now that I have captured Bai Ma, we should offer a safe passage to the west. That is our best route forward.
Horses finally feel oh so good to use. They move so fluidly throughout the battlefield, it's like buttery smooth now. The one complaint is we can no longer choose our mount. It's whatever is designated by the developers to whatever character you're playing as. So only Lu Bu and Guan Yu, after a certain stage, get red hair. The best horse in all of Warriors history.
Enough! I'm tired of this useless bickering.
Something they decided to not bring back still is the bow. Thank God too, cause that thing sucked in Dynasty Warriors 2 through 5. I don't want to have to deal with it ever again. it was just so clunky and unintuitive to deal with. The only times I ever really used a bow in older Warriors games was to deal with enemies out of reach or officers on horses, but also to cheap shot Lu Bu at Hulao Gate like any smart person would.
So this is how he fights his battles.
Just like in Dynasty Warriors 7, you can use 2 different weapons in DW8. However, your Masuo attack is always your default weapon like usual. Just a weird quirk to a dual weapon system if I cannot utilize another one to its full potential. But they decided to make it a chore this time around. In DW8, you must swap weapons according to their affinities of Heaven, Man, and Earth, HME for short on their icons. Depending on which affinity a weapon has, will determine its effectiveness against different officers. So some officers will be more spongy than others if its affinity counters your own weapon's affinity.
I'll show you how battle one.
You're ready.
Basically, rock, paper, scissors with weapon affinity. It sucks, it's annoying, and it just makes playing on higher difficulties even more of a chore. The last thing I want to deal with is enemies that take hundreds of hits to die on normal difficulty, just because of a stupid weapon affinity shit. However, if you got a weapon affinity that can counter another officer, there's a spirit gauge that appears above them. Once depleted, you can unleash a storm rush attack against them and everything else within range.
Master Lu Bu is not content with just Yan province and wishes to conquer the land itself. Join him, and it will work to your benefit.
A complaint I have regarding this game was an annoyance in DW7 as well, but that game was overall so good I allowed it to slide. This issue is the AI doesn't really fight back. No matter the difficulty, all soldiers just stand around waiting for you to hit them. Barely ever do they attack. It's so rare I sometimes get a jump scare when they finally do have a single brain cell programmed into their thick, hollow skulls. Even officers mostly stand around and barely attack, though they do fight more often than common fodder soldiers, but that's not good enough. Had the AI been more aggressive like in DW3, or at least DW5, I'd been having way more fun with this improved combat system. But sadly, I didn't, as having no challenge is truly offensive and boring.
These peons are nothing but talk. Isn't there anybody who can make this interesting?
There were moments in DW7 where you would utilize catapults. Those make a return in DW8 alongside other siege weapons, but these moments are rare and I only ever encountered these moments a couple of times as I played through Wei, Wu, Shu, and Lu Bu story modes. For Shu, we got to use the catapults to help our rams get to the gate. It's still a bit finicky in terms of using them, and I don't really like to. I'd rather have it be AI controlled, and I just need to keep enemies away from it. It's almost as bad as the bows were in the older games, but not quite that bad.
Using siege weapons, it looks set to be a tough battle.
Now onto the story mode. Oh boy howdy, the story mode, what a downgrade. But enough, I need to mention that unlike DW5, DW8 does keep the tradition of kingdom-based storytelling, like in DW7, except we can now pick who we play as in each battle, so long as it's allowed.
Zhao,
These things have to be thorough.
However, unlike DW7, there's not much in the way of storytelling. We just get to see the same exact cutscenes for each kingdom. They all have moments where 3 officers gather around a defeated officer, or there's a short POV attack beforehand, or that they get shot by a random plot arrow. There's no real variety, and the storytelling is basically non-existent. Basically, if you just want to fight, this game is for you. But if you wanted more substance to your Warriors games, then go play DW7 instead.
Aren't we getting a little carried away?
What is a hero of chaos? A great man that is to be feared and yet admired. Sadly, that era of Cao Cao has been scrapped in favor of him being all about friendship. I am not kidding. In DW7, he used the Emperor to gain power and favor for his own goals. He even had the Emperor afraid of him, so much so, he tried to have Cao Cao killed. Cao Cao confronted him over this, causing the Emperor to cower even more to the hero of chaos.
Cao Cao. You mean to kill me?
I would never presume to do so, Your Highness.
I tried to have you killed. I would have no right to complain.
You are a wise man, Your Highness. If it is your wish to kill me, I will not stop you.
You frighten me. You shed no tears for your allies. You side with the enemy if necessary. And when someone is not needed, you get rid of them. Even if it is me.
A country needs its people. And without a ruler, the people are lost. Your Highness is needed. At least, while I am alive, that is. Your presence allows me to move freely. To walk upon my ordained path to build a new and better land.
So, what do you think they did to him in DW8 exactly? Well, they decided he had to be made more child-friendly. They turned him into a brony. No, seriously, his entire plot for Wei's story mode is just friendship is magic. Now, don't get me wrong, I'd smash Applejack's sweet cheeks as much as the next cultured individual.
Can't argue with that.
But come on, why would you downgrade Cao Cao like this? He shouldn't be about friendship.
These brave warriors, they are your strength, aren't they, Cao Cao?
My strength and my treasure. Therefore, as you are my master, they are your strength and your treasure as well.
I am truly blessed.
Gay, totally gay.
He should be about cunning strategy and facing challenges head-on like in the previous games.
I can see it now.
If you thought Sima Yi was in his prime as well in DW7, well, get ready for more disappointment, as he's been cucked. Yes, they cuckified Sima Yi, the only strategist that could ever rival Zhuge Liang, the cunning intellect that took over Wei that would lead to the foundation of the Jin dynasty by his grandson, the deceitful little man that would always mock others for being stupid in comparison to himself.
Our men were coming together as one under me. His Highness knew that!
Imbecile!
If you thought your conduct was unimpeachable, then why were you spying on me? You feared me because you knew you were wrong, right? You blind, misguided fool. Kill him.
That Sima Yi was turned into a spineless cuck that just does whatever his wife tells him to do. The entire Jin story mode is about his sons and their family sitcom dynamic, as he's just your typical Homer Simpson now. Yeah, they really went out of their way to ruin two iconic characters. Let's just be glad they didn't turn Lu Bu into a ballless pussy since introducing his daughter.
Focus, either. Shall I go with you?
Yes.
Thanks to you all, we have defeated Cao Shuang. This has proven to me that your intellect and bravery will be more than enough to lead Wei in the future. And so now, I wish to announce my withdrawal from public life. Listen to me. Sure, Zhao, you have talent, but you must strive for more. Be not happy with now, but think of tomorrow. Only with focus will you be able to—
My lord. If you continue to baby them, they will never become men.
Total wuss.
They also ruined Guan Yu's death, what was a memorable counter in the finale to a long rivalry between Xiahou and Guan Yu was downgraded into a joke of a written AI script. In fact, that's the best way to summarize all cutscenes in DW8. AI written levels of low quality trash. Here's a comparison between DW7 and DW8. Please note, I didn't include the fight scenes, cause that's real-time gameplay. I'm only comparing the cutscene portions.
I have to kill Guan Yu. We will work with Wu to kill him. There is no need for you to go.
Did you think I didn't know about your illness? We don't have time to sit idly by, wait for Wu to move.
Guan Yu's defeat will bring our rule closer, but it is not the end of the road.
Before you die, I will at least show you a glimpse of your dream. Don't worry. I'll finish this.
Is your lord Cao Cao still alive?
He says he can't die before you do. The road to conquest lies through you.
And the road to being reunited with my brother lies through you.
your legendary might, and your loyalty to your brothers will go down in history. But I hated you with all my being. It's over, Cao Cao.
Warriors of Wei. Most impressive. I regret that my vow to my sworn brothers will go unfulfilled, but there is no shame in being defeated by you. Xiahou Dun, say farewell to Lord Cao Cao for me.
If I had not been prepared to die, I may have fallen to you. Guan Yu, God of War, allow me to engrave upon my heart the resolve that you showed in this battle.
You honor me. Brother, I go on ahead of you.
Finally, I can see a light beyond the chaos.
Most characters die in this game to a random arrow that comes out of nowhere. It takes out Sun Jian in the first battle of the game. Way to go, Mega Force. You kill off a great character right away this time. Not even giving him a chance to grow on people, unlike in the previous games, especially DW7, where he spends more time with his kids before he's taken out. How retarded, but very Omega Forcey. It also takes out Guan Yu during Shu's campaign.
Impressive, God of War.
Then it takes out Zhao Yu during Wu's campaign.
This completes our capture of Yiling. Now we can...
My lord! You swine!
Starting to notice a pattern, the plot arrow trope is so annoying and keeps repeating itself throughout the game, as if the developer is trying to low-key admit that they are creatively bankrupt.
Very well.
There's way less battles in this game in comparison to DW7. In fact, we barely have any time to spend with majority of characters. They wanted to focus on a select few and very brief conversations. This game is purely about the combat and nothing else. Hell, even the Lu Bu Xtreme Legends campaign is short as all hell. We don't get to know anyone from Lu Bu's faction. Diao Chan herself doesn't even appear after you kill Dong Zhuo.
What's the problem?
But that's not all. The storytelling is oh so downgraded and stupid. They didn't even hire a narrator. Here's a comparison between DW7 and DW8.
By Cao Shuang to defeat Shu was unable to achieve any results. And Cao Shuang's reputation as a military commander was dealt a crushing blow. On the other hand, Sima Zhao's skillful retreat helped further the Sima clan's reputation as brilliant strategists.
Hell, even the camp portions of the game is lifeless in comparison to DW7.
This armor is so heavy. I should have left it behind.
I can't believe that Gongsun Yuan! First he betrays Wei, then he turns around and names himself King of Yan! Such incredible greed! Has he no sense of shame?
Zhao. Hey, what's with the sour face? I've already made all of the necessary preparations.
Fine. I suppose it's not like this battle is going to last very long anyway. Tell me, son, what do you think of the one known as Gongsun Yuan?
He is nothing more than a mere fool. This battle is as good as won. However, I have a feeling that it will not be long before chaos rises again. Wu has united around Sun Quan. However, Wei and Wu have lost many of their heroes and have been weakened for some time. The balance of power has shifted. It is only a matter of time before someone fans the flames of rebellion.
Very perceptive, my son. Indeed, this world has taken a decisive change for the worse. Let's go. I wish to bring a quick end to this battle. Sure, you will attack from the south, as we discussed.
We must defeat these traitors and restore the glory of the Han Empire. All units, advance!
But hey, at least free mode returns?
Yay!
But why? Why does it exist? You can just replay any stage you want in story mode. There's no reason for free mode, unless you just have to play as Lu Bu at the Battle of Chur B. So really, I don't see the appeal. But hey, at least it's here for those that want it. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Wise move.
Ambition mode is a new feature after DW7 had Conquest mode. This attempts to make things more simple but in turn more repetitive and less interesting. Instead of different scenarios in older games having their maps and scenarios brought back, like in DW7 Conquest, here you just play the same 4 maps over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, recruiting generic officers to build a tiny village. That's it. After 30 minutes, I alt F4'd right out of the game. This mode fucking sucks.
Curse you!
Let her go!
Huh?
Sadly, challenge mode returns. Yay. For fuck's sake, let's just get this over with and move on already. You got 5 modes to play: Rampage, Bridge Melee, Speedrun, Arena, and Inferno. Let's go ahead and go over each one individually, just be done with this. God, I hate challenge mode.
He must be extirpated! My allies, join me in this noble quest!
Rampage has you defeating as many enemies as possible within 10 minutes, just like DW5, except here the AI is even more brain dead and just run around in a lap like horses on a track. It's as if they hired the programmer from Rome to Total War to make the AI. There's no fun to be had here, given the AI won't even fight back. Hell, even the officers don't fight back. I wasn't getting a decent challenge. I truly now know how Lu Bu feels himself about the lack of challenge. Bridge Melee has you knocking enemies off of the platforms. You cannot hurt them, but they can hurt you. Every time someone is knocked down, your KO count will go up. Get as many as possible within the 10-minute time limit, and that's it. Of course, this isn't that easy given there's an invisible wall keeping the enemies from being knocked down. Seriously, what is up with that? You have to hit them with knockdown attacks only, which isn't an easy feat depending on your character and their weapon. Even then, they still won't fall down most of the time. You're more likely to fall off yourself. Speedrun has you rushing towards the end of the level as fast as possible, which isn't fun at all. You just run past everything, only being stopped by tigers, wind traps, and fire traps. This mode is boring and I wasn't enjoying a millisecond of it at all.
Yeah, boy.
Give me something like DW4 Empires, where you had another officer and you fighting endless waves of enemies till only one is left standing. You had some cooperation elements there too. But oh, hey, at least in this mode, Lu Bu appears out of nowhere and tries to chase you down and kill you, so you can't reach the end. Ooh, I still reached the end. The whole mode sucked.
And let's not forget, I do keep that big iron on me.
Arena has you fighting every officer in the game over and 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 bend over again till the timer runs out or you're defeated. That's it. That's all there is.
That you belong.
Come here! If you can beat me, you can find what you're searching for.
It's boring, and I'm not having any fun with this game's challenge mode. Can you tell?
You're finished!
Come, show me the extent of your might.
The very last mode is Inferno mode. Just defeat all the enemies in the level as fast as possible. That's it, and it sucks. Enemies are spread too far apart, and it takes forever to get around with this game's slow movement, due to them removing the speed stat. And that's challenge mode for you. Total fucking trash, and we're moving on to the other section now.
Exactly right.
The music is generic and forgettable, plus a lot of it is just from Dynasty Warriors 7 and other. Yeah, they just took the older game's soundtracks and renamed the songs to make them look new, but once you play it, you'll realize that's DW4 music. So let's skip the soundtrack montage and cover the game's terrible PC port instead. Yes, I know I'm upsetting you by not doing yet another music cutaway montage.
My lady, forgive me. I fear this will be hard on you.
Oh God, the PC port is just awful. Not only did they make the controls backwards, they also didn't stabilize the port. It's the PS3 version of the game and not the enhanced PS4 version. Plus, the game likes to crash randomly, mostly during Musou attacks with certain characters like Sun Jian and Tao Tao. Also, there's no button display for controllers. Yeah. Instead, you have keyboard-only inputs on display at all times. So good luck figuring out what button is supposed to do what on your controller. You cannot fix this, and you cannot have all buttons mapped to the controller. You will be swapping between the keyboard and controller just to play the stupid game.
It's every little thing with you, isn't it?
Also, the Japanese ruined this port by making the controls backwards. X is back, and circle is accept. That's not how it works. It's X to confirm and circle to cancel. Get it right, or don't even bother porting the game. Make it an option at the very least. Like, the fuck is wrong with you, Omega Farce? You can't do anything right.
No.
Now that the piece of shit game is done being covered, I only have 3 more to go. Those being Dynasty Warriors 9, Dynasty Warriors 9 Empires, and Dynasty Warriors 7 Empires. Sadly, I don't think I'll get to all 3 with how little time is left in the year.
Spare us what we already know. Tell us your plan.
But I will try my hardest to do so. Dynasty Warriors 9 itself will be the worst offender since it's a generic open world Ubisoft game and not a true Dynasty Warriors game. So most of the time playing will be running around a barren open world with nothing to do besides climb towers. Who knew Omega Farce was into making Ubisoft games?
What? Shut up.
After that, the Empire's games will be no trouble at all. I've already played through DW7 several times and unlocked all cutscenes and endings basically. I just need to get some footage and write up a review. Anyways, I'll trigger more fanboys with this review. I always do trigger the snowflakes. It's kind of fun really, just like when I reviewed Dynasty Warriors 5.
Enough! Both of you!
At the end of the day, Dynasty Warriors 8 Xtreme Legends Complete Edition, even though it's not complete, you still have to pay $200+ for additional DLC, is a mixed bag of a game. I hate a lot of it, yet it does a few good things. It's truly a mixed bag that I cannot truly align with its terrible or its good. As such, I'll just recommend it and move on. This mediocre, borderline average game truly showcases the faults of modern Omega Force.
You are finished!
Who wants to focus on predatory DLC practices and action with no substance in their storytelling? They once tried hard to improve the series' characters and tale, but here we are back to square one in that regard.
You lot are pathetic!
The combat is vastly improved over DW7, but that's about it. There's still no bow, the AI is still too passive, and the graphics are hideous. This game's art direction is a massive downgrade from DW7, plus the lack of voices and most dialogue as well as no narrator makes engagement to anything happening outside of fighting nigh impossible to care for.
Very well. I shall remember that.
Oh well, with only 3 more games left to cover, eventually I'll finally play the base game of Dynasty Warriors 9 and see for myself if it's truly one of the worst games of all time. After not playing DW9 Empires in years, as my only experience with that game's style, I can only vaguely remember some issues I had. Maybe things will be different now.
Hey! Hey! Listen! Are you a complete idiot?
Anyways, that's it for this video. I'm so glad to be done with it. I'll get to DW9, DW9E, and DW7E done whenever I can. See you all later.
However, the tiger shall not falter. Not so long as his mighty intent burns true. We continue the fight. Continue until ambition and chaos lie defeated.
You honor me. Brother, I go on ahead of you.